We are in Windows Server 8, and I'm going to show you how to promote a server to be a domain controller. In previous versions, you would just go to a command prompt and type DC promo, but that no longer works in Server 8. So we'll go ahead and do it a little differently. We will click on Server Manager, and from here we will add a role. Now, in 2008, if you wanted to have a server not be a domain controller but have domain services, you would just install the domain services, and you'd have to uninstall that in order to promote it to be a domain controller. It's a lot different in Server 8. Server 8, we're going to go ahead and choose role-based or feature-based installation and click our server. We're going to need to install Active Directory Domain Services. The opposite thinking in Server 8 than it was in 2008. So we'll go ahead and click Next, 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 and Install. After that, we can promote it to be a domain controller right from within this particular program. Alright, we fast forwarded back into our add roles, and now we're going to click on promote the server to be a domain controller. From here, we're going to say add a new forest. This is our first one, and we're going to call it test.local. We'll go ahead and click Next. And if you choose the forest and domain function as Server 8, you will get an error, so leave it at 2008. This is the developer's version. They have not fixed that bug yet. So if you end up getting an error after making the domain and forest functional levels 8, then come back here and put it back to Windows 2008 R2. We'll go ahead and put in our password and choose Next. Choose our default folders to install in. We can review our settings or view the script if we want to. Click Next. Now it's going to do a prerequisite validation. And here's where it fails if you end up choosing Server 8 for your domain or your forest functionality. But since we did 2008, it should pass just fine. Okay, very good. Now we're ready to install our domain controller. Okay, fast forwarding once again, and it looks like our domain controller was successfully updated. So now we can go ahead and reboot the server, and when it comes back up, it will be a domain controller.